We'll be moving into SSH commands. Okay, so first, doing SSH into a server is fairly simple. SSH, then IP address. Now if you want to give a username and password in the command itself, there are options for doing it. Let me do SSH to gateway. It's asking me for password, and it by default has taken root as username because I have currently logged into client as root. Let me not log into it now. Alternatively, I can say username at host name, and it will try to log me in as that username. So this is how one would log into the other box. Let me actually log in. So now I am in gateway box. This is gateway. So I've exited the gateway and back to client. So this is just to give small intro about how SSH works and how to access one server from another. So what we just did is secure shell access, wherein which I was getting direct access to shell, remote operating system shell. What we're going to see now is execute command in remote host without logging into shell. Okay, what we just did is we logged into the shell. We are directly logging into the box and then we are executing commands. Whereas if I want to execute the same command without actually logging in, I can do is the command says SSH hostname and then command. So SSH gateway ls. Now it's asking me for password. I give a wrong password. Okay, so if you see, it says after giving a correct password, it says this is the gateway. So it had actually executed this command ls in gateway server, not in the local machine of client. So this is how one would execute a remote command. So I mean any command can be executed this way, provided that user, whichever is logging into the remote gateway, has access to that command or has privilege to execute that command. So let's say I'm doing this, and I'm getting a listing for the entire root directory. Same thing in a different format. Now to try something else, I can say cat /root/ this is gateway. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to execute a command which will give me content of the file. This is gateway. Okay, and content is blank. That's why I'm not seeing anything there. What I can do is I can alternatively try writing something there, just to show that we can. So this time, okay, so it has actually given the content of the file which I had just created. So it's, I mean, it's up to us. I mean, we can give any command right in there. It doesn't mean we can also give command. In this case, the command is cat, and parameter that was given along with it was the file name. So it will just execute this command without setting any TTY. So there will not be any terminal getting associated with this command. Now, how do we get it done and why we need it? We'll come to that part very soon. What we just saw is inline command execution. Now I'll move on to next interesting feature of multi-factor authentication.